When I was a kid, I loved Shaun Hutson. I read all of his gory, stomach-churning horror stories in school, and I was ecstatic when I found out that this particular novel had been made into a film, the only novel to receive such treatment. And no, this has got nothing to do with that Steven Seagal crap released in 2001. Eager to see the only Shaun Hutson story that had been made into a film, I went onto Amazon and I tracked the thing down on VHS. It is unfortunately a load of shit. So how long did it take for my excitement to die? Well, here we are 20 seconds in.
So you weren't kidding when you said we were going fishing, huh?
That's what I said, darn it.
Okay, some major concern was setting in at this point. And that's where it died right there. I mean, honestly, let me get this straight. A slug swam to the surface and then pulled him in by the foot. And why did he make a sound like that nerdy scientist from The Simpsons? Well, he's dead, and on to our title sequence. Oh look, they called it Slugs the movie. I guess they didn't want people to confuse it with Slugs the musical. So with the establishing shot out the way, surely after this dreary title sequence we can be introduced to our main characters. Well, no, not yet, because we get a second establishing shot. And I don't know why they even bothered with this. After this drunkard reads his eviction notice and throws some pizza into his basement, he flops on the couch and is killed. And we don't even see anything. The shot cuts away and you can hear him shouting unconvincingly in pain.
Hey, don't spill any, buddy.
So now we're introduced to four of our main characters, and apparently this woman has some drinking problems of her own.
Come on, Maureen. Slow up a little, eh?
Slow up. No, I think what you were looking for is slow down, you tit. As Mike and Kim leave the bar, we're introduced to another focal character.
Don's our county sanitation supervisor.
Aha!
Which is just a college-educated way of saying that I crawl around in sewers and that I get paid about a quarter of what I made as a plumber.
Wow, I can feel the connection to him already. Because Mike's a health inspector, he travels with Sheriff Reese to go and evict the drunk we saw at the beginning, but oh no, they find his devoured corpse.
Oh my god.
I'm in shock. After that, Mike returns to work unfazed, and after getting a complaint from a caller about a sewage smell, Wee reveals his full name.
Yes, it's Mike Brady.
I'm flabbergasted. I mean, you just couldn't make this shit up, could you? Oh my. Okay, well, I guess I'll just roll with it. This is the story of a shitty movie, atrocious acting, diabolical dialogue. It is about as much fun as watching somebody dump a log. So the complaint came from this silly character here, and because Don is the sanitation supervisor, he comes along as well and unblocks the pipe. And look out, something's pulled his crowbar off him, and it's sucking the crowbar into the pipe. Bloody hell, what kind of slugs are these? Meanwhile, did you know that Mike Brady's wife Kim is a teacher? Which gives the film a perfect opportunity to introduce to us these stupid teenage characters who serve little purpose other than to get killed as the film goes along.
Oh, that's gross.
You're on drugs, girl, I swear.
Oh my goodness, look at his hair! You actually have to try to make yourself look that stupid.
So what's on for tomorrow night? Some of the kids are going to a Halloween party at 8.
A Halloween party? I'm not going. I don't like those wild parties.
Well, count me in. You want to go?
I most certainly do. I think it'll be barrels of fun. Ooh. Moving on.
Just like to know, what are these?
Yes, what are these stupid voices?
Please take care of them.
Oh, they'll be taken care of shortly, as we can see this slug going into the man's glove. Shortly after putting the glove on, he can feel something biting his hand, so he smashes it against the table, knocking some acid over in the process. And because this is a super form of slug, it can also survive getting cut by pliers. So since this man is having no luck killing the slug, he decides the only thing to do is to chop his hand off by the wrist. Because that's just such a good way of dealing with pain, just inflict more pain on yourself. Oh, whatever, the acid somehow catches on fire and blows up a thing of gasoline, killing them both. And that's the end to the stupid voices. Meanwhile, back in the Brady Bunch's garden, Mike notices slime shells, the same slime shells he's seen at the scenes of the murders. And then he sees a giant slug, and decides to put his finger near it. Wow. Way to make the slug look stupid. Meanwhile, a couple of the dumb teens are making out, and would you just hurry up and die? It is nauseating having to watch you slob all over each other like this. Oh, there we go. Ugh, gross. So the next morning, Mike Brady proposes to the sheriff that this is the doing of the slugs. But of course the sheriff doesn't believe this and thinks he's mad. Staying true to the cliched authoritarian stubborn figure, Sheriff Reese will just not be convinced, even when a man who's recently ingested the slugs, don't even know how his wife managed to not notice that. Well, anyway, the schizosoma, that's the parasite found in the bloodstream of slugs, bursts from his head. Gosh, the film really does build your appetite, doesn't it? This leads Mike Brady to have another scuffle with the sheriff, and this is just so woeful. I mean, look at his face, it's like he hasn't even bothered to try and stop smirking. Whatever. When he's not reciting fucking terrible lines with the sheriff, he's, well, reciting tripe lines with his friend Don as they discover exactly what the deal is with the slugs. Something about some chemical gases which escaped when some bulldozing occurred. I really couldn't give a shit. Later on, Mike finds that the slugs are coming out the tap. Not exactly the biggest of deals. I mean, they're hardly moving in that sink there, and we've seen slugs on their porch the whole time. They've been extremely casual about it, putting down poison and such. There's really no cause for alarm, and no cause to bang the saucepan around the sink like an idiot. So, because of that sink-related emergency, Mike goes to see his boss, and yep, this is the man who's about to deliver the line that defines this movie. This line that he's about to recite defines Slugs the movie in the same way that Oh My God defines Troll 2. This line does for this movie what Garbage Day does for Silent Night Deadly 2. Here it comes.
What the hell are you talking about?
Phillips, listen to me. We're facing a disaster here.
You need a long vacation, pal.
This is no time to argue.
Who's arguing? I'm telling you, you're nuts.
We'll declare a health emergency. I'll take full responsibility.
You ain't got the authority to declare happy birthday. Not in this town.
There's just no topping that. The secretary does try and upstage the line with her ridiculous reaction to finding the dead body, but sorry lady, this man just delivered line at the movie. No luck. Incorporating the help of one of the wife's colleagues from the school, they make a lithium-based substance which they plan to pour into the sewer.
Fantastic, Foley.
All they need now is the help from Don, and look, two of those teen characters happen to be his sons.
Where?
The Halloween party.
What Halloween party?
Some of the guys are getting together.
Yeah, well, listen, just make sure you're
Be home early. Yeah.
Don is reluctant to go along with the plan, but
Right.
Mike manages to
Imagine if
convince
they
him in a
spread the
typical
entire
movie
system?
speech in just 10 seconds. That's got to be a record.
I don't need to think about it. I've got a wife and 2 kids, too.
2 kids who you just allowed to go to a Halloween party amidst this great danger. Dick. So yeah, Don's really keeping his equanimity considering he's about to go on this risky mission.
When I do get back, how about if we get naked and get crazy?
Get naked and get crazy. Well, thank you for the lessons on smooth talk. Cut to the Halloween party, and that guy with the bad hair's going to try his luck at rape. His victim's attempts at getting away cause her to fall into the sewer, where she is then killed. And oddly enough, the rapist is spared. Twisted fuck.
She's a real bitch. You're an asshole. Right down to steerage.
What on earth does that even mean? Oh, whatever, just more salmonella-induced diarrhea to go into the bowl of mixed shit that is this movie's script. So after that pointless Halloween party stuff, we've now made it to the grand finale. In the sewer, Mike and Don have rounded up all the slugs, but the guy can't get the lid off in order to pull the lithium down. and further problems come about when the slugs cut off their escape path. So Don tries to pry open this entry here so they can get out, but oh dear, it all goes tits up as a surge of water knocks him into the pool of slugs.
Which is just a college-educated way of saying that I crawl around in sewers.
So Mike crawls out the sewer, they pour in the lithium and destroy tons of buildings, doing more damage than the slugs ever could. There's a sudden tone shift as Mike and Kim reunite, and then a last shot of a surviving slug, leaving the film wide open for a sequel. Which thankfully never came, which saved another Shaun Hutson novel from getting shat upon. I don't even have time for a sign-off.